Hello, everyone, and welcome back to World Knowledge. I'm Dilla Prasad, and today we're diving into one of the most talked about and emotional topics in modern world history, the Israel-Palestine conflict. You've seen it in headlines on social media and in news debates, but what's really happening? Why are Israel and Palestine still at war after all these years? Let's break it all down, simply, clearly, and respectfully, to understand both sides and where things stand today. To understand today's conflict, we need just a quick glimpse into history. After World War II in 1948, the State of Israel was established as a homeland for Jewish people who had faced centuries of persecution. But that land was also home to Palestinians, Arab families who had lived there for generations. This created an immediate clash. Both groups claimed the same land. Wars were fought, borders shifted, and millions of lives were changed forever. Now the land is divided into three main regions: Israel, the West Bank, and the Gaza Strip, the three names at the center of every headline today. The West Bank is partially governed by the Palestinian Authority, but much of it is still under Israeli control, with many Israeli settlements growing each year. The Gaza Strip, on the other hand, is one of the most densely populated places on Earth. It's controlled by Hamas, a militant group that does not recognize Israel's existence. Israel and Egypt tightly control Gaza's borders, making life extremely difficult for its 2 million residents. Power cuts, unemployment, and shortages of essentials are part of daily life. Since the early 2000s, the region has seen repeated cycles of violence. Rockets fired from Gaza, airstrikes from Israel, and endless fear for civilians on both sides. In 2006, Hamas won elections in Gaza and took full control the following year. That's when Israel and Egypt imposed a blockade, restricting movement and goods. Since then, major wars have erupted in 2008, 2012, 2014, and 2021, each leaving thousands dead and entire neighborhoods in ruins. The West Bank also faces tension, frequent clashes, military raids, and protests over land occupation. Every attempt at peace, from the Oslo Accords to the Abraham Agreements, has failed to solve the core issues: the borders of a future Palestinian state, the right of refugees to return, and the control of Jerusalem, a city sacred to Jews, Muslims, and Christians alike. In October 2023, the conflict reached one of its darkest chapters. Hamas launched a massive surprise attack on Israel, firing thousands of rockets and breaching border towns. It was the deadliest single day for Israel in decades. In response, Israel began a powerful military campaign in Gaza with heavy airstrikes and a ground invasion. Entire blocks were destroyed. Thousands of civilians, including women and children, lost their lives. Hospitals ran out of medicine, and the world watched a growing humanitarian crisis unfold. As of 2025, tensions remain high. Gaza still struggles under destruction, Israel continues security operations, and the peace process is frozen. Ceasefire talks come and go, but real peace feels more distant than ever. But beyond politics and borders, there are people. Families in Israel living under constant air raid sirens. Families in Gaza living without water, power, or safety. A mother in Israel fears rocket attacks. A father in Gaza fears losing his children to airstrikes. Different side, but the same pain. It's a reminder that this conflict isn't just about land. It's about life. Generations have grown up knowing only fear, anger, and loss, yet still hoping for peace. The world remains divided. The United States and many Western countries strongly support Israel's right to defend itself. Meanwhile, countries like Turkey, Qatar, and many Arab nations back Palestinian rights and call for an end to occupation. The United Nations continues to push for a two-state solution, meaning an independent Palestine existing peacefully beside Israel. But as violence continues, that dream seems harder to reach. Yet even in this endless struggle, there is hope. Young voices from both sides, Israeli and Palestinian, are rising online, calling for dialogue instead of division. NGOs, peace groups, and humanitarian organizations continue to rebuild homes, provide aid, and spread understanding. Peace cannot be built overnight, but it can begin with listening, empathy, and truth. So what's the real lesson from this decades-long conflict? That even small lands can carry enormous history, and that no wall or weapon can ever protect people from pain unless peace is found. We may not have the power to end this conflict, but we all have the power to understand it and share awareness. Because awareness creates empathy, and empathy is where peace begins. Thank you for watching this episode on Planet Pulse. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe, because knowledge is the first step toward a better world. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and keep exploring our planet's most powerful stories.